Hey guys, so in today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of a chit chat about the PAP1. I almost want to say PAP-K because it was one of those Chinese brands we've reviewed here on the channel. So this is the Android Smart TV, and I love it how they put like wire over here and Alice there. Gaming phone. You know, that name makes no sense. You know, what has to do with a phone? Nothing. So they're putting like a screen, a tablet and a telephone. But you know, this is actually one of those game stick thingies that you can pick up, or you could pick up. Because you never know, because these like older devices are sometimes just disappearing from the Chinese websites. But let's take a close look at it. So you need to take consideration this was one of those early models, and I can tell you that this thing was surprisingly having some okay performance. So the controller wise, we're having these very strange Xbox versions, but even some back buttons. So the model PAP1 was an absolutely innovating, let's say, overall solution. I find it still fascinating to see like how good the overall quality of this controller is if you're going to be looking at those PlayStation 2 chemical ones I've reviewed many times before. So what is even more interesting is the overall construction of the joystick. I've never seen this before, having a little bit of a dot over here in the middle, giving a little bit grip, and the overall construction of the A, B, X, Y buttons is, you know, this feels really cheap, let's put it that way. Have like a D-pad, that is okay, but the overall construction, yeah, it's not bad at all. We do have like two, let's say, dongles, so it's interesting too, because most of the time we're going to be having the situation having one dongle that can communicate with both of the controllers. So this feel of the game stick itself, it's quite okay. I must say that most of them are like really cheap, white-weighted and lighted, wait, how do you say that? Light-weighted, so man. Oh, this is really bad. Where a lot of these game stick situations are actually having the similar construction, but you can remove part of it and can just plug it in, or you're going to be using an extension because this thing is way too big to plug in. So then we're going to be having just an HDMI connection over here, micro SD card, 64 gigabyte. That is actually like a brand or something of a brand, OV. Doesn't say anything to me, but it is a brand. Having a USB-C over here for connectivity, just a 5 volt, and we're going to be having two USB ports for actually having to connecting both of the dongles and an on and off switch. Yeah, that is something the complete remove of all of the game sticks we have seen before. The controller wise, it's not bad at all. So think about it as an older product, USB-C connectivity, HDMI cable, toilet paper manual. That doesn't explain a lot actually. That's it, like super simple. And we do have like this interesting, yeah, there's an interesting extension thing. So we can stick it in. Yeah. But I completely almost forgot is that this thing also comes with built-in battery. Yeah, so I haven't been using this for a long time, and yeah, I think the battery can not be charged anymore. Oh. What I love about this device, they're using that like old school nostalgic Windows intro. And yeah, this device was actually released by Anbernic, that are making like a gazillion different handhelds nowadays. So one thing is for sure is that the battery is dead. I've been charging this thing for hours now, but nope. Let's plug this bad boy in and let's take a close look. So we're going to be having list, type, history, favorites and search. So this thing actually has the option to search, so that was kind of cool. Let's see how fast it actually works. It works pretty fast. Also loading times, let's see what's going on with that. Loading times can be faster. Or it doesn't really load at all. Oh, we do actually load up. So let's see which button to press, because we do have actually turbo button. Let's see, it's always like the question. Oh crap, I do realize something. This controller isn't the right controller. I think this one is mapped automatically to controller number 2. Yep. I do wonder what happened if you're going to be plugging this bad boy in. See, that doesn't connect. Nope, let's plug in the dongle. So the weird thing is actually that it does a showcase too, but it does work. Okay, so that's a good thing. Also the battery is dead. There's nothing we can do about it. So that's also an unfortunate situation. But yeah, when it comes to the over emulation, this is going to be the stuff that we have seen many times before now. Okay, that's weird. We have the T, that's actually the turbo button, that is the start. Oh man, that is completely messed up. So we do have like a widescreen craziness, no filter implemented. Only delay is not there. I will say that this D-pad is really comfortable to actually play with. But how is it with the menu itself? Let's see if we need to press a certain button. Ah, there we go. So we're going to be having, it's kind of funny, it's like the turbo button is actually select and start over here. Video scaling, we also have smooth. Let's see what it actually says. Ah, indeed, we do have actually this filter that what we're talking about in the previous video. So we're having fast and smooth, but let's go with smooth. Exit game over here. Then we can actually go back and let's take a close look at the list. We're having PlayStation 1, Arcade, Neo Geo, NES, GBA, we just checked it out, Super NES, and the Sega Mega Drive. So yeah, when it comes to the overall configuration, I must say that if you think about it, this thing doesn't have aspect ratio, but besides that, this thing was quite advanced, because I think it's quite a long time ago. I think, was it a year or so, it actually had the option to I think we have like the options of the 4K game stick, it's called. In other words, we're going to be having many different solutions, but so far this isn't like super bad. So what is kind of funny is that we can actually mess around with the back buttons. So they actually mapped it to this over here. Okay. But we do also have arcade. And arcade, we're going to be having the same craziness that we have seen before. If it's going to be in Street Fighter, well, let's see, we're going to be having more Final Fight. So the overall situation is pretty good. We have history. It also utilizes everything that we played. So let's say we're going to be having Twisted Metal, we can just boot it up. So when it comes to the software, it looks pretty ugly. It is not that fancy that what we have seen before. When it comes to that, some other sticks we've reviewed here on the channel. But this thing, yeah, I must say, performance-wise, it's not really disappointing. So one thing I'm really curious about PlayStation 1, yeah, we do have an audio delay. And this is not like something brand new. The reason I'm actually like looking into that, because we have seen it so many times before. It's quite unfortunate. It can be very easily fixed. Let's see if we can get into the menu, but we don't have anything going on. Seems to be we can switch this over here. Let's see if it's actually going to be fixing our problem. Or it's yeah, it's going to be rebooting everything. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so it's actually set to a different configuration. No, it almost looked like there was no delay, but there was actually a really delay. So yeah, that's quite unfortunate when it comes to that. Sometimes it's not really noticeable when it comes to the audio delay itself, but it's, yeah, you know, that's one of the things that I find always so such an overall bummer. Man, I must say that I am really flabbergasted how comfortable this controller is. The form factor, but also the back triggers have this overall very nice, comfortable configuration. We have music, that is another thing. The configuration isn't correctly of the buttons. I mean, they didn't map it like it's supposed to be. But the emulation performance of PlayStation 1 game seems to be working fine. Ugh. What I actually wanted to do is this. It seems to be that there is like some teleporter over there. So I am really curious whether this is going to be teleporting me. Let's go. Boost. There we go. We're up here. Let's see where this actually travels to. Okay. It's not something hidden. I think it's actually that's cage where you can also go into. And that's one of the things I loved about this game. It was filled with all kinds of very cool, let's say, hidden things. And we can actually play some Game Gear and Master System on this device. So that's pretty cool for this old game device. Of course, we don't have any aspect ratio that we can switch with any of the emulators. So what you see is actually what you're getting. It's quite unfortunate actually, because this had like a lot of potential. So far I know there was no other software that we can install on this. I think we have seen this many times before, particularly when it comes to those older devices. I think PlayStation 1 so far is the only one that's having audio delay or problems. But the unfortunate part is when it comes to some of the, let's say, games of arcade, we do have errors. So this thing is not a perfect overall image. And that's quite unfortunate. And any games is maybe an impossibility, but it's going to be an absolutely nightmare with these, let's say, simple game stakes. But let's load up a different game of the arcade part and let's see if we're going to be having some similar issues. Oh, seems to be working fine. Of course, some art of fighting. Yeah, I said it, art of farting. But is the D-pad compatible with a fighting move? Yep, it is. It's not like really convenient that we're going to be having the turbo button as a start, but the turbo button seems to be working fine. And also the emulation performance, so that's pretty cool. Let's go with smooth. Don't see really a lot of difference here. I do see it. But Game Boy Classic is another cool system that seems to be working here. But it's all like crazy white shenanigans. Oh man, this is another game I've played on the game so much. Kung Fu Master. You also have this, like, you didn't play a game for many years, you hear the soundtrack and you instantly know how it goes. Wait, give me a sec. Did it have like turbo installed on this thing? Oh, there was this button. Let's go with turbo on the... Is turbo now on the other button too? Oh yeah, with that freaking cool move. No, no turbo there. I always wondered like what the guy was actually doing there. Okay, we got still alive. There we go. The change our guy. Huh, wait. Well, you should lift this freaking saw. Now we need to get him. There we go. Woo! Come on. There we go. No, no, no. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Woo! There we go. Ah, crap. This is nasty. There we go. Woo! Got the bastard. Don't really recall what the second stage was. Man, this is such a cool game. And it's all about patterns. That's the same music. That's a little bit of a bummer. But again, oh man, this is a really nasty stage. Woo! Woo! You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to make a save here. Did I make a save? Oh, there we go. Yeah, with a screenshot. That's cool. Okay. That's what I love about quick load, quick save. But with Super NES, you can actually see there is nothing much going on over here. No screenshots, nothing. Okay, this sounds completely messed up. I completely forgot like how they messed up those simple stuff. Like 16-bit can be played on a freaking potato nowadays and they keep messing stuff like this up, and you know, it's absolutely funny but also kind of sad, you know. Get to the chopper! Get to it now! I've got another rocket for everyone. No problem. Whee! Man, this is Striker such a cool game. Okay, let's see. Let's drop the guy. Semi-choplifter. Yep. Look him dance. Look him dancing. Oh yeah. You find the most weird games into the main list. Look at his face when he shoots. Oh crap. Thunder hoop it's called. Never heard of it. At first I was thinking this is going to be some basketball. It's always kind of fun to see what other companies like Anbernic actually made throughout the years, because where they're focused on very nice quality, let's say, products, this thing is not bad itself. Okay, we remove all 4 screws. Let's see, I remove the SD card. I'm going to be ripping that apart. Sometimes you really wonder, like, why won't this freaking thing open up? Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there we go. I do wonder what's actually under the hood. Oh man, seriously, like they used more screws. Like how many screws can you actually have? So these newer game stick things, they have like nowadays no screws at all. Everything is clicked, like super cheap. And you can see that Anbernic was actually putting a lot of effort in, or making a decent product when it comes to the way of construction. Okay, so let me move this. There we go. And oh, they did implement an heatsink. So this thing is not like getting really hot. Can I actually remove this? Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, sometimes you can actually remove them, sometimes you can't. No, there's no way of removing this. And it's actually having some... Oh wait, I have another tool. Can I actually use this? Let's see, be very careful. There we go. Can we actually remove the thermal paste? Looks like some hot glue or some kind. Okay. I completely messed it up now. There's no way of reading this. Okay. But construction wise, this is like a massive stick compared with the new stuff actually. So I just want to do a quick teardown. Let's see what we're getting. But the conclusion is simple. If you can find this for a couple of dollars, it's fine. You can play a lot of cool games. But you know, this is already becoming a fun novelty because there are so many better options out there that will cost a fraction of what this thing actually was back in the day. Thank you all for watching, consider subscribing, and it would be great to see you in the next video.